Peace with love through YAHUSHA Messiah, my Master, be to you always. Today I'm coming to you again, and I put trust in my Elohim so I would not stumble in His word. So He will restrain my mouth and guard my tongue. And I pray in Yahusha's name, who is my Master. So He will fill me with His word, which is divine, which is living, which is the bread of life, the substance of life, and His love. I want to read for you from Mark 9. Yahusha says in verse 23, if you are able to believe, all is possible to him who believes. What is the belief Yahusha is speaking of? What is that belief? We have another verse which is in John 6, when Yahusha speaks actually about belief. I could say it to you because I remember, but I want to quote from the scriptures. It is verse 29. I'll just go to it. Chapter 6, verse 29. Yahusha answered and said to them, this is the work of Elohim, that you believe in Him whom He sent. So now we know that the belief, the true belief, is not from man but comes from Elohim, and is the work of Elohim. Is the work of the one who is above all. So it's up to Him that you believe, because it's His work. That you believe in Him whom He sent. If we believe truly that He is the one who is sent by His Father, He is the Savior of the world, and we proclaim it. But the one thing which is very important, we need to have that in our heart. What we have in our heart, we will speak. The true belief comes from our heart. Where your heart is, that's where your treasure shall be. Doesn't matter if you here by yourself, if you don't have the fellowship in flesh. The matter is, if you have the belief, Yahusha Himself, He is the belief, He is the work of Elohim Himself, He is the bread of life. If you have Him in you, then you can fellowship with Him. I met people, I came across people who say, you need to join our ministry, or you want to join our place or our group. You need to belong to some kind of congregation in this world. No, you don't need it. This is not needed. If you are under authority of Elohim, if you fellowship with Him, that's enough. We shall put trust in Him. Yahusha is the most important. not this place, not the structures of man, power and authority and love and righteousness. So we will be filled. That's what it's called, put on Messiah, Yahusha. So he's always with you. You would not become distant and disconnected. But we need to admit that we have the problem, that we're getting distracted. We need to come to him and speak to the Father and be honest, saying, I'm a weak person, I'm a weak vessel. I try hard to do those things, to focus, to only be with you and fellowship with you. But because I'm weak, please help me. Fill me with your love. Be present always in me. Fill me with the life. Nourish me to the bread of life, the living waters. I want to drink continually. Don't let me go astray. Don't let me go sideways and lose you from my view. You need to share everything. You need to come to the Father in Yahusha's name. I don't pray like this prayer every time the same. I just speak to the Father. I say everything. I know he knows, but he wants to hear from you. He knows all. In fact, he knows what is there in your heart. But he wants to hear from you. I was in a place you would not believe. I was in such a place. I never want to go back there. But I know the Father knew that one day I will cry out. I will cry out to him. In Yahusha's name, I want it back. I want back what I had. And took a while, but I tell you, there were many tears. Many tears. And he saw it. You cannot fathom how great is his love. Yahusha, how merciful, compassionate he is. I received even more than I had before. But it's all about the walk. You can't just see it and say, that's it, I'm fine here, I'm fine. I have all what I'm saved. I have that love with me. When you have it, when you know you are loved, you want to give. That's when the love from above is in you. That's when you want to give. That's when you want everyone to have it. That's when you want to be the servant as a vessel. This is all about service. Yahweh is about giving. Because the moment when we receive that love, because the Father is giving us the living word, which is the life, Yahusha, he is giving us the most precious treasure, and it works the way that we want to give it to others, because like he said, his word would not return to him void, because that's what it is. It should bring fruit, double-fold, triple-fold, or 100-fold. I saw people, I don't want to judge anyone, but you have your life, or you're so happy, look, I progress, my life changed. But what's about what's about others? What's about your neighbor? What's about people around you? What's about those who are in darkness? The things you know, like the names, how to pronounce them, the Sabbath, that you know you should keep it. But if not Yahusha, if not the belief, you would not know those things. You would not care about those things. But now when you have Him in you, you want to do the right thing. So if you talk to people about the Sabbath day, or you talk to them about the names, I saw people with those names of Yahusha and Yahweh everywhere written on the clothing, going on the street. But what's about the bread of life? What's about the love? That's what the sheep wants. Those who are in darkness, they need to be nourished. Not first, you don't give them that. This is for later. They would not take it. And we are those who sow the seed. We're not the ones who decide if that seed will achieve and will bring the fruit, but we need to plant it. The set apart Ruach does the rest. So we should not try to replace the Father, because it's up to the Ruach that someone will believe. It's up to Yahweh that someone will believe. But if you don't plant the seed, nothing will happen. We're meant to put the seed in the ground, not to just be around our circle and research or debate. This is not what we're commissioned to do. That's not what we shall do. And Yahusha said to Peter, Kepha, do you love me more than everything? And he asked him 3 times. And then he said, feed my sheep. That's what we're meant to do. And if we don't do that, if we don't feed those who are hungry, why are we here? Because when you have that love in you, if you receive the belief from above, you would not see it and just post the same things and over again. It does not do anything. The love from above is so amazing. It burns in you. You would not, it's like if I will be sitting and I cannot speak, I will feel like I'm going to choke. I would not feel good. I have to give it. I have to give this word. I need to speak. I cannot go against the divine, the one who is above all. Like we are the body parts of the Messiah, different parts, and each of us shall be doing things which will complete the work, but they are different works of the Ruach HaKodesh, but all comes from the fruit of love, and the fruit of love is the greatest of the fruit of the Ruach HaKodesh, which will bring other fruit as well. And the works all are done in each body part in Ruach. But to do that, you need to be filled. You need to have the relationship with the set apart Ruach of our Master Yahusha. And the walk is very, very personal walk. It's not like you need to follow him for 3 years minimum. All of his taught ones went through this. You can read. There wasn't anything like that. They didn't have a breaks. They went for holidays or something or whatever. No, they were strictly following him for 3 years. And then they received the set apart Ruach. So there is no exemption from it. Otherwise there will be no fruit. What I want to tell you from what I experienced, there are so many distractions from every side. And what the world does, it will do everything to sweep you from the way, to turn you in any other direction. It could be your family, it could be so-called brothers and sisters. Look, anyone can call himself brother and sister. You need to discern. We shall love everyone because that's how it is. We love everyone. That's how the love from above is, which is not of this world. We need to receive that love. Yahusha is that love, the gift of love from the Father. But I'm talking about when Yahusha, he answered to someone who said, your mother and your brothers waiting outside for you. And he said, and there were his taught ones with him, he said to them, who is my brother? Who is my mother? Who is my sister? Those who obey my Father's commands. And this is how you shall discern who is your brother and who is your sister. If you have Yahusha living in you, you will know. Because he is the obedience. He is the living Torah, the 10 commandments, which shall be in you, in your heart, written upon your heart. So whoever has those commandments, 10 commandments, written upon his heart, is your brother, is your sister. You can hear many things from people telling you, oh, why don't you do this? Like they said to Yahusha, show us the sign. And what he said, oh, you adulterous and perverted generation, there will be no sign except the sign of 𝐤𝐄𝐄, which is Yahusha being 3 days and 3 nights in the ground. And that shall be enough. Blessed are those who did not see and believe. It's not about sign. The greatest miracle, the greatest work is the work in the heart of man. So your heart will be renewed. It will be flesh. This is the greatest of works of the Ruach HaKadosh, because our flesh will perish. We would not make it with this flesh to the heaven. We would not take it with us. But the set apart Ruach is forever. So if our heart is restored and we have that treasure in our hearts, that's what matters the most. The rest is not that important. I want to, before I leave today, before I go, I want to go back to John 14. And I found this. So I will read for you. Maybe I start from verse 7. John 14, verse 7. If you had known me, you would have known my Father too. From now on you know him and have seen. Philip said to him, Master, show us the Father, and it is enough for us. Yahusha said to him, have I been with you so long, and you have not known me, Philip? He who has seen me has seen the Father. And how do you say, show us the Father? Do you not believe that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me? The words that I speak to you, I do not speak from myself, but the Father who stays in me does his works. So if you understand this, what he just said, you know that the words are the works. The word, the living word, which Yahusha says, those words I speak to you are ruach and life. Those words are the works. So if the word is from above, if this word is substance, this is the divine work of Elohim, which brings life. It's not the same as the word of man, which is encouraging word. Yes, men, we need encouraging words. But remember Yahusha, how he reacted. Sometimes the encouraging words can be not really helping. Remember when Peter Kepha came to Yahusha, after Yahusha shared with his taught ones that he will be killed, and after 3 days he will rise from dead. And Peter Kepha, he said, "Don't be too hard on yourself, Master." And Yahusha rebuked him. He said, "Stay away from me, Satan. The words you speak are not of Elohim, but of man." There are words which man speaks to others, which encouraging flesh and making men feel good about themselves. It's not about us here. It's all about Yahusha. If we have a pity on ourselves, and this is kind of self-healing, self-motivation stuff people do. Listen, even his Yahusha's taught ones were disputing among one another who is greatest among them. This is of the heart of stone. This is of the heart, prideful heart. They were only a man, the taught ones. They didn't choose Yahusha. He was the one who made the decision because of his father. And they had to walk for 3 years with Yahusha. That was the discipleship, the true discipleship. But they were stumbling. They were doing things which were not right. The belief wasn't strong in them. Yet, it was for reason. Because none of us is perfect. Only through YAHUSHA Messiah. Because of him we can be set apart by receiving him. The set apart Ruach, which is of him, which raised him from dead. Don't assume things. Don't think of yourself, because we are not the main characters here, but only Yahusha is, because he is the one sent by his Father. He is the door, the only door. You need to walk through that door. Man whose breath is in his nostril is not going to help you, but can do all the damage to you. Don't waste your time, but focus on Yahusha. Treat that seriously. If you want to be the taught one, if you want to be the vessel, the fisher of men, if that's what you desire, to serve Elohim through YAHUSHA Messiah, focus on Yahusha alone. Don't waste your time on anything else. Peace be to you.